So beyond tax research, what can you do with BlueJay? BlueJay is really helpful at putting together client communications, whether it's an email or a memo, documenting your research. Sometimes, I think we've probably all had this experience of opening up a word processing program and staring at that blinking cursor and thinking, how do I get started? And then typing a few words and then, aggressively backspacing. And then that's not quite right. And so this feeling of writer's block, or, not quite knowing how to put things, or worse, like getting, a couple paragraphs into it and then thinking, this isn't exactly how I want to put this. I really want to start over. BlueJay can help accelerate all of that production of a first draft. It especially shines when there's something more technical, that's tax technical, that you want to put in simpler language. And so if you're doing your deep research on a technical tax issue and you get to the end, you've found your sources, you've verified it, you've got the right answer, you can ask BlueJay to put this into a client memo for a non-tax professional, and that additional guidance for a non-tax professional is going to signal BlueJay to produce something that abstracts a little bit away from the technical detail, so that your client is able to understand the situation but isn't going to be turned off or alienated by some language that seems like, this is too technical, this is not the language that I speak, this is written for somebody else. BlueJay can help with that, and it can help with a first draft of something, even for professional colleagues. So maybe there's a dispute setting and you're interacting with a tax attorney who's been retained. You can kind of produce something that is much more technical than you would want to communicate to the client. So produce this for a tax attorney who's been retained to advise the client, and it can juice up the technicality for a tax attorney. So it's not just client communication, it's also for other tax professionals that you may be interacting with on behalf of that client. So BlueJay can be a huge aid in producing words and a first cut of words. And we all know it's much easier to take words that have been produced and edit them than it is to look at that blinking cursor and say, okay, how am I going to put this, and go through that laborious process. We all get there eventually, even when we're looking at that blank cursor. It's just about how do I save a bunch of time and feel really great about the work product and save a significant block of time.